Eduardo, how are you?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Better than I deserve, sir. How can we help?
I knew you were going to say that. That's so iconic. So, anyways, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of stuck in a pickle right now. I'm debating on whether I should continue school or if I should take the upcoming semester off just to dedicate my time to paying off my debt. So I'm currently going to school and I'm double majoring in business administration and transformational ministry. And currently I've racked up about $11,000 in student loan debt. And that's not even from the tuition. It's just from dorming and housing and stuff like that. Usually FAFSA just covers all my tuition. And I have a $200 car payment right now. That doesn't even include insurance. On the insurance, I'm paying $200. And it's just getting overwhelming because I'm only making like $700 at most each 2 weeks. And all my money is basically going to my car. So I don't know if I should, continue going to school and keep paying this off or just take out the next semester and dedicate that to just paying out my debt. And on top of that, I have $3,000, $3,700 in credit card debt.
Okay.
And how old are you?
I am going to be 21 on Saturday.
When will you graduate?
I am expecting to graduate in the spring of 2024.
Okay. Three more years then, or two and a half more years. Okay. 2 years from this spring. Yeah. Okay. So, sounds to me like you have an income problem. You don't make any money.
Yeah, I'm an assistant manager at U-Break I Fix at the moment.
You don't make any money.
Like
you can make more than that in 3 nights delivering pizzas.
Mm.
I mean, I don't care if you're the assistant. I don't care if you're the manager. Their title isn't worth anything. You're not paying you anything. $700 every 2 weeks. You're starving to death. So you need to get some more jobs.
Yeah, the thing is that I was working full time before I went back to school. This year I was working 40 hours a week up until September, which is when I went back to school. So now I'm only working about, I want to say like 25 hours a week.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get back to 40 and probably at a different job. You got to make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the issue is if that income doesn't go up, what's going to happen is everything that I'm seeing, from credit cards to taking out some student loans just for your housing, like you said, not even for tuition, the car, all of that just continues to be magnified if you just continue down this road. And so it's either pausing school right now, going full time, cleaning some of this up, and then going back to school, or getting your income up so high that you're able to at least cash flow your expenses on your basic budget through college, which
it's difficult to just live and eat and pay your car payment with what you make. Yeah. Forget college. And so you're just not making enough money, dude. You have an income problem. And so, yeah, you're either going to quit school and fix the income problem, or you're going to fix the income problem and stay in school. I just fix it and stay in school. I just like Uber Eats and deliver pizzas and be an assistant manager and work all the time. You don't need to even turn on your television ever again until you graduate.
And to find things on campus, like being an RA or something that your housing even is covered, like finding different choices that you can make in the next 2 years. Even with that is helpful because, you've racked up $11,000 and you said it wasn't even the tuition. So you need to look at your living expenses as well.
Yeah, if you can.
That's kind of $11,000 in debt already. I don't know. I guess you're in LA, Southern California. So it's expensive down there. But I was like, that's a pretty nice.
Well, we're paying a car payment out of it, and we're paying car insurance that's equal to the car payment out of it.
Yeah,
that's in there too, and $3,700 in credit card debt. So, what's happening is that you are, you're running around trying to touch all these different bases, and you don't have the money to touch all the bases. You got to pay books, and you got to pay dorm, and you got to pay car, and you got to pay car insurance, and all of a sudden the credit card comes out, and you take a little break, and you go out to eat, and you couldn't afford to, and because you're stressed out, and dude, you just need to. I'm telling you, I worked 40 to 60 hours a week and got out in 4 years. So I'm not asking you to do something that's
but
impossible.
But you're a boomer.
Yeah, like we worked at our age. Yeah,
I
we
know.
did do that,
I'm kidding. You made that joke earlier today that you're a boomer. I was like, well that's what people are probably thinking right
pretty
now.
well the
Just
current.
a
It's
boomer.
the current version of hitting on Dave Ramsey.
Okay, so here's my question. No, but for real though, is it a mindset shift that you've seen from like?
No, it's just nobody ever told him that's what the problem was. I think he's not afraid of work.
No, not him, but like what you're seeing though, because I feel like his situation is so normal today.
Well, there's a whole bunch of people when I was doing it weren't doing it.
I guess that's fair. I'm just thinking the whole idea of working 40 to 60 hours a week and going to school, that's like not even, that people don't even think that's an option. Like that, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but there's people in every generation that have done it, but they're not the bigger part, and thus we have broke people in every generation. So I mean, it's not like work is something that's new to millennials or Zs.
No,
it's millennials and Zs aren't afraid of hard work. We got a bunch of them working here, and they work like animals. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So it's it's not workholism. It's saying I've got to bust it. I'm in the middle of a dadgum thing here.
Oh, 1,000%.
I got to get with it, and so but it was it just didn't. It probably just depends a little bit on how you're brought up. It depends a little bit on what's going on. I mean, we've got Christina here on the personalities team sitting in here right now, as a matter of fact, in the other room. And, she got $500,000 worth of scholarships, did a best-selling book off of that, and worked her tail end off.
Yeah.
But her mom's a single mom, and her mom said, this is how you're going to get through school. This is what you're going to do. And, Anthony wrote about it in the book, Debt Free Degree. Work is a big part of it, and college choice is a big part of it, and scholarships are a big part of it. Those are the three things you do to go through school free. But, I mean, the other thing is we have never told people, and you and I started telling people this before Anthony and before Christina, that you can go through school debt free, but we never told people it was on minimum wage.
Right.
You can't do it on minimum wage.
Yes.
So you got to do something different. I mean, you got to walk dogs, you got to cut grass, you got to have a side hustle of some kind, but you can make money.
Oh yeah, and even today the service jobs.
Nannying's $25 an hour.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
And so you can work. You can find something to do that pays good.
Yep.
Especially right now.
I was about to say, now it's crazy what people are paying. Yeah.
Freaking Target will pay you $15-20 an hour to work over there, and you don't even have to be the assistant manager. Yeah. So, dude, that's your answer. Seriously, this is the Ramsey Show. If you're not using Pure Talk for your wireless, you're paying too much. Pure Talk gives you the same great 5G coverage on the same 5G network as one of the big guys for half the cost. The average family saves over $800 a year. Go to puretalk.com and choose the affordable plan that's right for you. With their 30-day risk-free guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Go to puretalk.com and enter the promo code Ramsey to save 50% off your first month. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey Personality, is our co-host today. #1 best-selling author lately of the book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, which is one of our $10 items on sale. So be sure and check that out at RamseySolutions.com. Lots of goodies on sale there. And the new book, Baby Steps Millionaires, that comes out January the 11th, is on pre-sale right now. This is the first book I've done in 8 years. As a matter of fact, the last full trade book I did was with you. We did Smart Money, Smart Kids. It's the last time I did a full trade book.
It's like a whole other lifetime ago.
Yeah, sure was. And that was one of the first ones that when we opened up Ramsey Press. And because the one before that was Entree Leadership, it was Simon & Schuster. So good stuff. So obviously this is Ramsey Press as well. And I just came out of a meeting with Target and with updates on the sales in Target and Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Airport all placing large orders for Baby Step Millionaires. Good to be back in the game after 8 years and see what happens. So if you want to be a millionaire, I can show you exactly how. Tens of thousands of people are now millionaires because they followed the stuff we teach. It's not because of me. I didn't give them any money. I'm not magic. I'm just a little hillbilly guy that showed you how to live common sense. But when you live common sense in any area of your life, it changes everything. And that includes walking through these proven baby steps that people have done over and over and over again, and it turns them into millionaires. So I can show you how to do it, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your background, and I'll prove it to you 6 different ways in this book. So when you order for $20, you get $100 worth of bonus items, including the Baby Steps Millionaires audiobook, the Baby Steps Millionaires ebook, the Legacy Journey audiobook and ebook, the Baby Steps Millionaires live stream, which is going to be done here in our lobby, and the lobby seats are already sold out. And it'll be done in January, and you'll be able to watch it live stream if you're pre-purchased the book. Ramsey Smart Tax, you can file your taxes free, and a Ramsey Plus 30-day free trial. All of that at RamseySolutions.com. So be sure you check it out, and we'll try to help you out any way we can with any of that. And Rachel, your new wallet is there as well for Christmas, right?
Yes, it is.
The wallet is not new, but the color. This is a new color.
Yes. What color would you say this is?
Brown.
Brown. Yeah.
It's probably some fancy schmancy brown, but
I know,
because it's a fancy schmancy wallet.
So great. I like to say it makes budgeting beautiful. It's just
wow,
pretty.
That's a good tagline.
No, it is, but the wallet envelope system, it's
all built in together.
It's
dress up wallet.
Yes, and it's made with authentic leather. It's really, really nice, great quality, and there are 3 colors, but the newest one, brown, is there, so you can check it out, RamseySolutions.com. And
the folks that make it, it's just an incredible company.
I know. Join, we partnered with them. They're out of a company out of India, and so they help employ people out of really just hard situations and give them trade and skill. And so I know that's kind of
basically
one of the things I love about it too. Is
basically they're not on the street because they make stuff like this.
Yes, and then every wallet you'll have a card with the person that made it signs it. So it's just it's awesome. So you buy something that's going to help you with your money, and you truly do help people across the world that you may never meet. But it's awesome.
Yeah,
and it just smells so good too.
Gotta love leather.
So
I love just going in a leather shop. Just
when you open the Rachel Cruz box,
I buy stuff that I don't even need just because of that leather stuff. It's just leather,
so
leather stuff. It's leather stuff.
So good. Gosh. I know,
amazing.
But it's there.
Very cool. All right, all at RamseySolutions.com. Amy is in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm great, Mr. Ramsey. It's good to talk to you again. The last time I got to you was during the Millionaire segment. So
oh, wow.
I'm glad I get a chance to talk to you again.
Cool. So you're an everyday millionaire or a Baby Steps millionaire?
Yes, sir. I actually have a question. I didn't get to ask a question then, but I still trying to continue to learn, and even though I'm a millionaire, but I still have a question for you.
Okay.
All right. So I've paid listening to you has really got me to be more gazelle intense on just that last step to paying off the house step. Paid about $70,000 of it this year, and I'm kind of wondering what's next once I'm in baby step 7. I've also front loaded my children's 5 to 9s. Mm-hmm. I'll do a little bit more next year, but it's not going to break the bank or anything. So kind of a what's next question. I know I made a big mistake when I started my career. I started contributing to my traditional 401k as opposed to my Roth.
It's not a big mistake.
Kicking myself for it.
I mean, you're just a little less rich than you would have been. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of wondering, what do I do now? I'm maxing out my Roth 401k, Roth IRA, both myself and my husband.
And the house is paid off now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good for you. And you're a millionaire.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
32, and my husband's 31.
Good night, Amy. That's amazing.
You're amazing.
What do you guys do for a living?
I said this in the Millionaire segment. Surprise, surprise, we're engineers.
Yes.
Both of you are engineers. I remember talking to you now. Okay. That's pretty cool, because a 32-year-old millionaire following the baby steps is pretty cool. That's what I was just talking about that book coming out. So you're amazing. So here's the thing. I'm going to send you, have you got a copy of The Legacy Journey yet?
I have not.
Let me send you a copy of that, okay?
Well,
because that's really a baby step 7 thing. So here's the thing. Number one, the first thing you do is exactly what you've done. You max out all retirements, Keep the government's hands off of anything you can. Okay? Now, and then you can use what you're doing there as a part of this second suggestion. Sharon and I, and anytime we're meeting with high-income, high-net-worth individuals, we teach them the same exact thing. And oddly enough, it's the same things we taught in Smart Money, Smart Kids. There's only 3 things you can do with money. Right, Rachel?
Let me answer it.
Yeah.
Pop quiz, Amy. Here we go. Give, save, and spend.
Yeah.
Give, save, and
So
spend.
you need to take
this.
a percentage of your income for the coming year before the year starts and say, I'm going to spend this percentage of my income on enjoyment, lifestyle. And you need to enjoy money. You've worked really hard.
That's more difficult for me.
I know. And if you don't do it within, here's the weird thing. It's not as difficult once you've allocated it. If you said, this money is to buy something stupid, then when you buy something stupid, it's like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do with it. Okay? Because you labeled it that, right? You're just going to go buy you a toy. I don't care. Or you go on a trip, or you do whatever. And because you can afford it, shut up. Okay. Then the second thing you do is you say, here's the percentage of my income that it's going to generosity.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the percentage of my income that's going to investments. And those 3 percentages added together need to equal 100.
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty easy. And so the weird thing is that it'll keep you from feeling out of control with your spending, even though you spend a good deal of money on something compared to any other time in your life, but it's a small percentage of your world. Like I got a guy I was meeting with that making $10 million a year, and he spends 5% of his income on lifestyle. Well, that's freaking $500,000. That's a pretty, but it's only 5%, you know? So,
right.
And the rest of it is generosity and investing. And so, you know, when you do it, when you look at it that way, it's like, you got to be kidding me. But he can go buy whatever car he wants to buy, travel wherever he wants to travel, virtually live in it, buy another house every couple of years if he wants to, another vacation home somewhere out of that. And so you just have to allocate a percentage to fun / lifestyle.
And Amy, I'll say this. My husband and I, we've learned in our process of all of this, and now we are on baby step 7, is that we always need a goal, though. And I'm the spender. So, like me, when you're like, I have an issue spending, I'm like, yeah, that's never my problem. I'm great with it. I can enjoy. But but Winston and I, we sit down together because I'm like, I don't want to flippantly, because you're on baby step 7, it can kind of feel like you can kind of just coast and go. So you still want a goal. So whether it's maybe you want to build a home one day and do it with all cash and keep your current one as a rental. Maybe you guys want to invest in some real estate, a commercial real estate building there in Dallas. Like, I don't know what it is, but having something that you work towards within a 5-year period is really helpful, at least for my husband and I, because we're close to your age.
Yeah. And Winston hadn't bought a truck in 12 years. It's time he buys a truck. He needs to get a truck.
Well, tell Toyota that their Tundras are
tell Winston.
Are backward.
So I mean, the point is you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy it, and that's part of the equation. It's not the only part, but allocate by percentages. Give your money names, and then you can do it guilt-free and responsibly.
Yes.
Life is full of firsts. As the first and longest-serving Christian health cost-sharing ministry, CHM has shared medical expenses for its members since 1981. We believe you should have the freedom to focus on your health while being supported by a community of believers, giving you the opportunity to create many more firsts.
They're in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. They did it. Christopher
Yay.
and Deborah are with us. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Where do you guys live?
Up in Wilmington, Delaware.
All right, and all the way to Tennessee to do a debt-free scream. What a weird activity.
Yes.
How much debt have you guys paid off?
Paid off $260,000. It was $190,000 we cash flowed, another $70,000 for a total of $260,000.
Wow, good for
Dang.
you.
That's incredible.
How long did this take?
Took us 39 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
$149,000 to $258,000.
Wow. What do you guys do for a living?
So I work in law enforcement as a police officer.
And I manage a self-storage facility.
Ah, very cool. Good for you guys. Okay, so you sold something that was 70? What
No,
was the
we-
70? You cash flow 190, and then there was what's the other 70? You had that in the bank, and you just threw it at it, or what?
No, so we cash flowed our youngest son's college, and then we had to replace the HVAC, and then we also cash flowed our 25th vow renewal.
Your 25th what?
Vow renewal.
For our anniversary vow renewal.
Okay,
The renewal
but that's
of
not
vows.
190,000. You said you cash flowed 190,000.
No,
Yeah,
we paid off 190,000.
Of debt.
and cash
Okay. Oh, and the
flowed
70 was all these other
70,
things.
yes.
I see. Okay, so debt was 190, and another 70 on
I gotcha.
miscellaneous stuff went out the door while you were doing it. I got you. Okay, cool. Good for you. 39 months it took. What kind of debt was the 190?
Our house.
You paid off your house.
Paid off the house.
Oh, congratulations,
They are
you
weird.
guys.
These are weirdos.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are awesome. So proud of you. How old are you two?
I'm 48, and she's a little younger.
There you go. I like it. Good
Smart answer. I was gonna say.
Well played. Well played.
Incredible, you
Well
guys.
done. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. Oh, man. Absolutely amazing. So what got you guys started on this 39 months ago?
So back in August of 2017, I went down to Virginia for a police officer's funeral. And as I sat there in the church reading the funeral card, at the bottom of the funeral card, it said, instead of flowers, please give money to the family emergency fund. Please consider donating money to the family instead of flowers. And as I sat there in back of the church, I looked up and I see the wife and the sons at the front of the church, and it just instantly became terrified. And I said, oh my God, I can't do this to my family. I can't leave them like this. And, as I told my wife, I called my wife on the drive home, and I said, for all I know, maybe this guy just never liked flowers. I said, but as I'm sitting there in the church reading this, and I look up and I see a wife and her sons up there, I just became terrified, saying, oh my goodness. I said, they weren't prepared.
Wow.
And I said, I can't do this. And that started us down the rabbit hole, and I never came back out for it.
Wow. Deborah, had you been thinking about anything financial-wise up until that point? Did you feel kind of financially insecure, if you will? Did you want?
Oh, always.
Okay.
I was always robbing Peter to pay Paul, and I was sick of living paycheck to paycheck. So when he called me, and he was very intense about it, he was very focused, and I knew it was going to be game on from there. And I was either going to fall in line, or else I was going to fall behind.
And so we revamped everything from that point. We went,
Wow.
we redid our life insurance, we did our wills, we have a legacy book put together now for everything.
Wow.
And we wanted to get rid of everything.
So how'd you get plugged into us?
So I've always known about it. I've always been kind of a spreadsheet kind of person and wanting to look at my numbers, and we just never followed the program.
He's been a nerd since the beginning, and then I think it just kind of kicked in. We read the Total Money Makeover a couple years ago. We were Dave-ish. We weren't really following the plan, and then I think we just kicked it in and was just like, we've had it.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. It's very, his job is very volatile. At any point in time, he could go and leave us, so we needed to have everything, all our ducks in a row.
So what was left was just the mortgage? Was that 190? So you guys didn't have a ton of consumer debt, obviously.
So when we started, I went to the funeral in 2017,
Yeah.
and then that started that day. We were done that day. And then by January 2018, we paid off all our consumer
Oh,
debt.
I hear you.
We
Okay.
got rid of all
We
that.
didn't have a lot of it. It was a couple car loans and one credit card. We've never been real huge spenders, but
Yeah.
we've done a lot of stupid stuff
Yeah.
with it. So once we get that done, and then he was just like, it's time to do the house.
Do the house, and
yeah.
now here you are in the house.
So we did FPO at home, and then we went, once we were in Baby Step 4, we went and did FPO again at the church with a group with everyone else also.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
Just to stay focused, yes.
Good for y'all. Well done. I'm so proud of you. So what's this house worth?
About $275,000.
275, yeah.
Very cool. How much is in your retirement?
So we're about halfway there to Babysit Millionaires.
All right.
We're a little over halfway there now.
Good for you.
So
well
great.
done.
Thank you.
Yeah, so 3 or 4 more years, you're going to be there.
Yes,
We're
That's
working
awesome.
on it.
Well done. So proud of you guys.
So what is that?
Go ahead.
Sorry, we were talking to someone in the last segment about working together with your spouse on different goals. So paying off your house is a huge goal together. So what did that do for your marriage? How do you feel like did that unify you guys on a whole
it
other
strengthened
level?
our marriage totally. I don't think we were on the same page. When it started out, he would have always had all the funds. He dealt with everything. He paid everything. And then he was deployed. And then I had to take over everything. And then when he came back, I still had everything. And we still weren't on the same page. And it wasn't until we sat down, got together, did our budget meetings, wrote our budget out, that it strengthened our marriage. It did wonders.
It's awesome.
We've gone from one opposite end of the spectrum to another, from the point where our electric bill used to come in different colored envelopes, and that's how we knew how far behind we were on the electric bill.
Yeah.
To our very first house I lost to foreclosure, car repossessed, to years later, here we are now, completely focused, completely different. And now everything's done, and we'll be able to go into retirement with absolutely no debts
Kids
at all.
make fun of us all the time.
Well, you're doing it. Okay, so that's what I was going to ask, though. If there's a couple listening right now, and they're 25 years old, and they were where you guys were, with just kind of like, some credit cards, car loans, I don't know, like just that feeling. What do you wish you had said to the 25-year-old version of you?
It's amazing, and you never realize until you have that paycheck, and today's my payday, and my paycheck today stays with me. It doesn't have to go out the door. There's no one else, trying to get money from us anymore. Our paycheck now pays for tomorrow instead of paying for yesterday, and that's our biggest thing for us.
Ooh, there's a
Love
tweetable line.
So
I think staying focused, also knowing what we're both doing, having that budget, knowing, this is what's coming in, this is where it needs to go. Sitting down and just talking, and we have dream walks where we'll just go now and we'll walk and just dream about what do we want to do in the future? What do we want our kids to look like? What are we going to do? How do we want our legacy to look?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Way to go, you guys. So proud of you. Outside the two of you, who are your biggest cheerleaders?
Our children, we have 5 children. So they are all, as much as they make fun of all of us, they've pretty much all fell in line too.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Going
that.
to school debt free, paying off things, stuff like that. So they make fun of us all the time, especially the nerd here. They make fun of him all the time, but they have totally supported us and been behind us.
Sounds like they make fun of you, but there's a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice knowing that now all of the kids have gone to school, college, and they've gone debt free. They've all got their Roth accounts set up. They're not worried about a credit score. They've got money in the bank now, which
That's
is nice.
That's a family tree change.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Way to
awesome,
go,
you guys.
guys. Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, we've got an advance copy for you for Baby Steps Millionaires, because that's your next chapter. We were already discussing that. The book actually comes out January 11th, but I know a guy, so we're going to get you a copy today and get you one of the advance copies that we send out to the press is what we'll do. And good stuff, man. And also a copy of The Total Money Makeover, which you've read, but you can give it away now. You can pay it forward. Find somebody that's that 25-year-old, 35-year-old version of you guys, and before they know it, they'll be you and $260,000 in debt and cash flow lighter. Well done. Very, very, very well done. All right, it's Christopher and Deborah from Newark, Delaware. Oh, man, absolutely powerful. $260,000 paid off in 39 months, making $149 to $258. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
Yeah! I love it! Well done, you guys. That's how it's done. This is The Ramsey Show. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author lately of the book Know Yourself, Know Your Money, which is now on sale for $10 as part of our big, huge Christmas sale. So apparently Black Friday now self-identifies as a week. So Black Friday's now a week long, and you can get that. So we've had a Black Friday special running the entire week.
Yes.
And so, you can get all this stuff at serious bargains at RamseySolutions.com. So be sure you check that out. All right, up next is going to be Brian in Gulfport, Mississippi. Hey, Brian, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Rich. How y'all doing today?
Great, man. What's up?
Hey, so I have a question about turnover rates for you on mutual funds.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it can be advantageous to have a lower turnover rate if you're doing it outside of like a Roth vehicle.
Correct.
Inside of the Roth vehicle, does the turnover rate really matter all that much?
Nope.
With it being a little bit more tax,
It's completely tax-free, so it's irrelevant.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
And so that's why, for instance, like a growth in income or an S&P 500 might have a turnover rate of 5%, meaning they only sell 5% of their stocks in a given year, and so only 5% of the gains on that fund would be taxable in that year. Versus, say, an aggressive growth stock mutual fund might have a 200% turnover rate, meaning they might roll the whole thing over twice, which means 100% of those gains would be taxable in a year, whether you cashed it out or not. Now, when it's in a Roth IRA, none of it's taxable, so it doesn't matter. And that's why we use an aggressive growth stock mutual fund inside of a Roth. But I don't hold aggressive growth stock mutual funds outside of tax-protected stuff.
Right on. Because we have a few different selections within my 401k, and of course the index is low, and then we have a couple that are like 80 and 90%.
Yeah.
And their 10-year benchmarks, are quite a bit higher, and anywhere from 5, 6, 7% higher than the index. So,
but they're also more volatile. Right. If you look at them, they're wild, or they're a wilder ride. That's why you don't put it all in the wild ride, and you don't put it all in the grandmother driving her '84 Chevrolet down the road either. Okay, so you put it in, you have the safe ride and the wild ride, and you mix them together to get a good portfolio balance.
Right on.
Cool, man. Thanks for calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Rachel, there is a new awareness of investing details in the last 24 months that I don't know if I've seen in 30 years of doing this.
Really? I always wonder that about trends that you've seen because of that. So
that's a young guy right there who actually really knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's asking like detailed, nerdy mutual fund nerd questions, right?
Right.
And he really knows his stuff. And that's the good side of this investment awareness stuff. And you and I were taping a show this morning, and we're talking about the bad side is that right now there's a fresh batch of people falling for get rich quick like I haven't seen in a long time.
Yep.
There's a lot of get-rich-quick stuff going on. Nothing down real estate, Bitcoin, gold. People are chasing quick returns, quick money, quick easy money. And they're going to get burned. They always do when you put your whole life, when you bet your whole life on a wild ride. But that has come in waves. I mean, when I was 22 in 1982, I went to a nothing down real estate seminar.
Yeah.
And that got me started doing nothing down real estate, which I later went broke because of. So I was part of that get-rich-quick movement. The movement that followed that was the infomercial movement.
Yes.
The cable TV went bananas after that. This is in the late 80s, right? And so everybody and his brother, Dave Delgado, and all these guys had midnight TV. Every time you turn on midnight TV, there was any channel, there was a get-rich-quick real estate thing on. And it may have been one more since then, but from the late 80s to now, this one, the real estate right now, people are, because real estate, inflation, and they're just, they just lost their minds.
Freaking out. So how much of because there has to be an element of what we've all been through, from 2020 and 2021 of the pandemic and all of that, right? That there's like this.
I think it's psychological. I agree.
Like there's something that has shifted, whether it's, hey, I want to control more, that I know more, there's a level of like the detail, like you're saying, people are wanting to understand their money a little bit more because the fear of realizing, oh my gosh, what if everything's good? Like, I feel like there's that. And then there's the, well, you live once, like, oh God, who knows what?
YOLO.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Let's bet the farm on Bitcoin. YOLO.
But the traditional investing plan.
Yeah.
Feels. I mean, I've even talked to some of my friends about it, and they'll like question me, and they're like, "So you guys really only do like your retire? You just do 401k, Roth IRA?" I was like, "Yeah, we have a mutual fund, and Winston and I we'll do paid for real estate on the side.
Mm-hmm.
We just have one rental right now, but I'm like, and that's kind of our next goal, but that's it, and it feels boring, and it doesn't feel like you could be doing so much more. There's an urgency."
Yeah.
Well,
this whole idea that all of a sudden you had the entire population realize we're all going to die. And they hadn't thought about it. A bunch of them didn't think about it. And they all went, crap, I'm going to die. And COVID did that. It scared the crud out of people, right?
Yep.
And you go, I mean, we all had at least a moment of that somewhere in there. Like, this thing could wipe us all out.
Sure. Oh,
Nothing left but the lizards and the dogs. I don't know. But, I mean, it's just, but there's a little bit of that. But then other people stayed in that psychosis longer.
Sure.
But it made us aware of our mortality. And what it did was some people's, it panicked them.
Yes.
And that's what's driving some of this get rich quick.
Yep.
The get rich quick things I got in were more greed based.
Mm-hmm.
This one's more panicked. I might not be here long, so I've got to get it quick.
There's like an urgency to it.
It's a fear urgency driving it, and it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to die. Like as soon as you think you're going to, with that as soon as that fear, that irrational fear that's driving this says you're going to die, and so what's going to happen is you're going to live long enough to find out how stupid you've been. That's what I lived long enough to find out how my greed stupidity was, and it took me down. I lost everything and to start again. You live, the only way to avoid that's die.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you're going to live long enough to reap what you have sown. And man, you have sown the whirlwind, and you're going to reap the freaking tornado. It's what it's going to come through your house, and you're going to go, oh my God, I was so scared, and I got in a hurry.
Yep.
Because as soon as you get desperate, right after you get desperate, you get stupid. It's in the cards.
Stupid decisions.
You do. I mean, we all do. And there's a little desperation there. The Bible says we're just here for a vapor.
Yeah.
Just here for a second.
Yeah.
And that's true, but it's not to panic you. It's to say I'm going to be diligent. I'm going to be serious-minded, wise, but I'm not going to brood over it. I might make it 2 days. I might make it 2 decades, but I'm not going to brood over it. That's what I've got left, and that's my time. And the time that I have here, I'm going to be wise with it, and I'm going to be functioning, thinking long-term, not thinking YOLO.
Right, absolutely. And we were saying this morning even, until something has a long track record, and that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, even you put crypto in this, that the tracker is just not long enough to go and bet everything of these people, that are cashing out of the market completely and going into these industries that don't have a proven track record. And that's
if you want to gamble and you want to set fire to a percentage of your net worth, possibly, because you think something's kind of cool, you want to buy a single stock in Tesla, okay? You want to buy because that's
now you're speaking to my heart.
There's a difference between the car and the company. Okay, this is
it's just
but Tesla has a much better track record today than say it did 36, 48 months ago.
Sure, absolutely.
It's much less risk now because it's lived longer.
That's right.
It's stayed alive.
Yes.
And so it might be the next iPhone.
Right.
It might be the next Apple. I don't know.
Are you going to get a Tesla?
No, I didn't say that. I said.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do. I do have an iPhone. Yeah. But I'm just saying. But it's not a point of consuming it, Rachel. I'm talking about investing in the freaking company.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
I know.
So
you're talking about investing. All I see is me driving a computer, and I really want to drive that Tesla.
You want to drive a battery.
I'm sorry. You say Tesla, and hey, you don't have to deal with the oil.
If it doesn't make noise, it's not a real car, Rachel.
Oh, it is. But it's faster than your car.
If it has to have a loud muffler, or a redneck is not allowed to drive it.
I will race you and
it's
see who's
redneck
faster.
law. Redneck Constitution says it must have a loud muffler. So your rednecks are not allowed to drive a battery. We're not allowed to do it.
You are changing your family tree for the good of electric cars. I don't even know what we were saying.
I failed as a father.
Just invest in mutual funds. I think that's what we're saying.
Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Her newest book is a #1 bestseller as well, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. It's now on sale at RamseySolutions.com for $10 as part of our big Black Friday week sale for Christmas. It's a big deal. Check it out at RamseySolutions.com. The phone number here, 888-825-5225. Hunter is in Birmingham. Hey, Hunter, what's up?
Hey, Dave. Hey, Rachel. First of all, huge honor to be talking with you guys. I've been listening for about a year now. I'm 19. I'm about to finish my first semester in undergraduate, and I didn't go to a big state school like y'all recommend. I went to I went to my local 4-year college, and I want to go to med school, and I want to know how to do it right and stay out of debt. And I know it's like $30,000 a semester for med school, and I just working part-time. I'm not sure how I can manage, staying out of debt and becoming a doctor.
Very difficult. A very difficult challenge. There's a couple of tracks that you can try, but they're fairly narrow doors that you'll have to squeeze through. The best one and the most efficient one is to start studying fellowships. Start studying the MD, PhD programs. And in essence, the core of that is you go to work for the university where the medical school is, and you are an employee, so you go to med school free.
Okay.
But the number of slots for those is very low. They're very prized for obvious reasons. Okay, there's not a lot of them. But you might be teaching biology as a professor's assistant while you're going through med school. If for undergrads. And you may be teaching undergrads and that kind of stuff. You're probably going to have some time tied up doing stuff like that. That's generally how these fellowships work, but they're called MD, PhD programs. Probably the most famous one is Duke, and you can check into them. But I'm not sure if Vanderbilt has one. I don't know locally, but most universities have some form of that, and you can do that. The second thing you can do, and this one's even harder, and but I've actually met people that pulled it off, is start soliciting the drug companies, because they all want docs as customers in the future. And start talking to Pfizer and start talking to whoever's out there that whatever brand of whatever drug, it doesn't even matter if it's an area of medicine you're going into, the large drug companies, and they have scholarship programs. They have them, but they're kind of almost secretive about them, and so but you're kind of, when you're in med school, you're going to be like a NASCAR driver. You're going to be like wearing patches and stuff. But
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm kidding, but no, you're not going to be wearing a patch. But I mean, you're going to be sponsored by, that's the way it's going to work. In other words, and so it doesn't mean you're obligated to them or something else. The third area, and again, these are all, and it may be some combination of these that you find. The large hospital companies are really struggling with doctors in rural areas now. And a lot of them are willing to pay for med school in return for you promising contractually to work in one of their underserved areas to staff their hospital for a number of years. You don't have to do it the rest of your life, but it's almost akin to an indentured servant program, so to speak. But I mean, you get paid as a doctor, but you'd be living in Nothingville somewhere, right? Go at their hospital because they can't get a doc out there, or maybe even in an inner city where they have trouble getting a doc or something like that. But and then lastly, and this is obvious, is the military, and they'll pay for your med school, but you're going to serve in the medical corps of whatever branch of the military you're in. But they all have that program. And so there are ways to go through, but it's very, very difficult. And I've met people that have gone through law school debt-free. I've met people that go through all kinds of stuff. So, you ought to pick up Christina Ellis's book and read through it. Confessions of a Scholarship Winner, is that what it's called? Is that right, Rachel?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that, yeah. But Christina Ellis, just look it up. And she just came on staff here as one of our Ramsey personalities. She's in the Borrowed Future documentary. And but she got $500,000 worth of scholarships and did her grad school work at Vanderbilt. She's not an MD, but she's $500,000 worth. And you can use those anywhere you want to use them, grad school, undergrad, whatever.
Yeah.
And so she went through freaking Vanderbilt, which is unbelievably expensive, and paid cash for every bit of it with scholarships that she earned. And it wasn't academic and it wasn't athletic. And so it's worth, being inspired by her story to keep scratching around this subject and not just roll over and accept the normal thing. I'm going to be $250,000 in debt before I'm an MD.
Yeah. That's right. And it always is encouraging because we do get these calls, Hunter, on the show and meet people out that have gone through, like you said, law school, medical school, and they've found these programs, they've found these avenues. And I think a big part of it, too, is they look and they ask the questions and they take time and they dig into that, where I think a lot of people it's an assumption, there's no way, and that's where it stops.
Yeah, there's not as many scholarships for graduate work of any kind as there is undergraduate.
Yeah.
Probably 10% as many. But they're there, and not a lot of people go after them because they just assume they're not there. And so you just work on that. Cipriana is with us in Albany, New York. Hi, Cipriana. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Rachel. Thanks so much for taking my call. It's crazy to be talking to you.
You too. What's up?
So I have a revelation that I guess came upon me this morning. A little background. I am 27 years old. I have a bachelor's. I have a small business that I run, and I am disabled. I'm legally blind. But I am in a really unhealthy, borderline unsafe living situation right now. It's deteriorated. It's a home with family, with my mother and brother and his girlfriend, and so it's a really complicated, really unhealthy living situation that I've been trying to get out of pretty desperately for the past 6 months. And as you know, the rental market is insane, especially in upstate New York where I am. It had the highest jump of like anywhere in the country, and because of COVID, basically. And so I've been looking for 6 months for a place to live. I've got dogs that are problematic breeds. No one wants to rent to anyone with a kitty or a German Shepherd. And so I've been really struggling to find a place to live, and I need to get out because it's really honestly dangerous. So I'm getting this money. I have a check in 3 installments of $14,000 that's coming to me from back Social Security.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I want to hear the rest of the story and give you a good solid answer, but I'm up on a commercial break. So you hang with me through the break, and we'll come back and help you out, kiddo. This is The Ramsey Show. If you're looking for ways to update your home without blowing the budget, I've got it. For years, I've been telling you about our friends at Blinds.com. Blinds.com makes it simple to shop top quality blinds, shades, and interior shutters from home with easy online ordering and free shipping. With Blinds.com, there's no need to renovate your entire home. Just change out what's on your windows with upscale choices like faux wood blinds, cellular, and roller shades, or even outdoor shades. Plus, Blinds.com guarantees the perfect fit, whether you do it yourself or you have them measure and install everything for you. Shop their latest looks and see how much you can save at Blinds.com today. The easy and affordable way to make your home more beautiful is Blinds.com. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Cipriana is who we're speaking with. She's in Albany, New York, legally blind, and is in an unsafe environment with her current living situation. Needs to move out, having trouble finding a rental, and is getting some disability payments. We got started on that part of it, didn't get the rest of that story. Has a German Shepherd, and I think you said a cat, so it's having trouble finding getting a place to live, and so on. So that's what you told me so far. How much is the disability payout?
So it's back payment of about $14,000
total that you're going to get. When will you get that?
total. The first payment has already come through, and I think it's going to be over the next couple months in Midtown. So I'll get the next one next month, and the next one after that.
Okay, so you're getting $4,000 or $5,000 a pop, and in 3 checks. Okay.
Right.
And are you working?
Yes. So I've got my own pet care business that I run, and then I'm doing some freelance admin assistant work for a local company on the side.
Okay. What do you make? What's your income?
So it varies because I do pet sitting. So it's, month by month, it's a little weird, but on average, income is between $2,500 and $3,500 a month.
Okay. And where do you do pet sitting? At your parents' house?
So I house sit. So I go to other people's houses.
Oh, you go to their people's houses. You house sit pets.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Some of that. Okay. Sometimes I board. I've got some people that will come to my, where I live and leave their dogs.
So are you, from a practical, tactical standpoint, I'm not trying to be invasive or unkind. I'm just trying to understand. You have some sight, but you are legally blind. You're able to get around. You're not completely black, right?
Right. So I have enough sight to do what I need to do, but I can't drive, and that's a big issue with where I live.
How do you get to those houses when you're house sitting?
It's been family. My father was also laid off for the entirety of the pandemic, so he was helping me just get me from place to place, because he didn't have anywhere he could be.
Gotcha.
So he's been helping me.
Okay. And your German Shepherd is a pet or a seeing eye dog?
The German Shepherd is a pet, and I also have a pit bull mix. So neither of which are great for renting.
That is a pet.
And a cat. I do have a cat as well, but they aren't the issue.
Okay. All right. How old are you?
27.
Okay. And so you're thinking of using this money coming in to get out of this situation, and you said unsafe, starting to sound like you mean physically unsafe.
It is. My someone I live with is an alcoholic, and we do not get along, and there's been altercations. So
violence.
It's not safe.
Violence.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sometimes when people say not safe, they mean emotionally, but you mean physically.
Well, that either. Definitely, it's emotionally unsafe.
No, I'm needing clarity here. I'm wanting to understand what I'm dealing with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. I've been looking for 6 months for a place to live to move out with my stepfather.
How old are you?
He would give me 27.
Okay. You told us that. I'm sorry. I remember it now.
Okay.
Okay. So you have an unbelievable list of obstacles and difficulties.
Right.
Okay. And sometimes when I get in situations like that, I stack them at the same level of importance, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
In your story, I hear you getting out of there is top of all the lists.
Right.
If you were my daughter, Rachel's little sister, Rachel would have already gone over there and kicked the guy's butt, and then we'd have another problem. But we would have gotten you out of there, right, Rachel?
Well, that's what I was going to say, Sabrina, is that I feel like for your safety, as you're talking and explaining the situation, it almost becomes like that's the number one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one to say get rid of your dogs.
Yeah, I am.
Get rid of the situation.
I am. I love dogs. I mean, they're my favorite thing on the planet. Cats, not so much, but dogs, I'd do anything to keep a dog. But you can't afford them because they're keeping you from getting out and being safe. Unless you can find a landlord that will allow you to have one or both of these animals, but the chances are fairly low. The pit bull's bad, the cat's bad. You might get the German Shepherd in somewhere if you can find a landlord that's sympathetic towards you.
And I wonder, Cipriano, with all the stuff you've been doing with animals over the course of a few years, I guess, if there's anyone that would take the dogs for a period of time, even 6 to 8 months, a year, just so you know that you can get them back eventually would be the goal.
But if I've got to trade your safety for you owning a dog,
I know
these are not on the same level on my list.
Right, and that I hear you, and I understand, and you're not wrong. But the two of them are hard to place. Long story short, one of them's diabetic, a lot of medical stuff. I can afford her medical stuff, obviously, and the other one.
I'm not going to allow you to be in danger for the life of a dog.
Right.
Period.
So my question, I've been trying to figure this out. Is it crazy that I've been thinking of saving up enough and using this money?
Yes.
Is it crazy?
Because you're not buying a house for you. You're buying a house for 2 dogs.
Well, it's partially for me too. I see what you're saying.
No, right now you need to. If you were smart, you'd be a renter. You'd get your business stabilized. You'd get something close to the houses that you house sit for, and you'd use Uber to bring you to those houses when you're going over there to house sit. But you got your 2 dogs back at home then, and so. I don't like any of this. I'm sorry for you. I mean, it's a horrible squeeze that you're in by this untenable thing that your father is allowing under his roof. So that's a whole nother bag of tricks to open up, but that's his problem.
Oh, it's not my dad. It's my mom is the problem.
Your dad is on site, and he's allowing someone to threaten physically his daughter. That would happen about half a second at our place. And then Bozo be bounced.
Yeah, no, my stepdad is in the area. He lives in the same building. He's not my actual dad, and he
Bozo would be bounced. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Instead of my sight impaired daughter being run off for fear of her life. This is nutsy.
Right. I agree.
So, but you got to get out of there, kiddo. And so, number 1 goal is leave.
Yeah.
Number 2 goal is find something that allows you to run your business and keep your income up so that you can stay gone. And I'd like for you to bank this $14,000 and not touch it. You're going to need the emergency cushion. And then number 3 goal is try to figure out a way that some of your animals make the move with you, if any. But as much as I love puppies, they're way down the list here. I'm more worried about you than I am your German Shepherd.
Sure.
I mean, you called me up scared of the guy you live with. You got to hear yourself.
Right. No, and that's the only reason the German Shepherd is involved is because I'm looking for a place with my stepfather because he helps me get from point A to point B. He's his dog. So I could leave with just the pit bull, but I still can't find a place with her, so it doesn't seem.
Well, maybe he'll keep the pit bull. Maybe he'll keep the pit bull since he's keeping the German Shepherd. Maybe he can keep the pit bull, and you get your own place.
Yeah. I wish that was a possibility, but they don't get along yet. They're separated. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
It's so complicated.
No, it's not complicated. You're making it complicated because you're prioritizing your safety, the safety of a freaking pit bull that won't get along with another dog over yourself. It's a dog, okay? Don't get yourself killed over trying to take care of a puppy. This is silly. You're going to have to break your cycle here. You've got these things too equal in your head. They're not equal. And that's not to say we don't love puppies, but we love Cipriana a whole lot more than we love puppies. And we're afraid for your safety right now because you told us to be. And so we'll be praying for you. But don't, you'll find a place, but you're going to have to not put so many limitations on the place. Sorry, kiddo. Sorry you're facing all this. It's horrible. This is The Ramsey Show.
If you're ready to get out there and find a job you love, then you need to hear this. Job hunting can be stressful and time-consuming, but my friends at ZipRecruiter have made the whole job search way easier. ZipRecruiter is rated the #1 job site in the U.S. by G2, and it's free. So how does it work? First, go to ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. Then create a free profile and let their technology do the hard work by finding and sending you jobs that are a great fit. And get this, ZipRecruiter pitches your profile to companies whose jobs match your skills and experience. If someone from that company likes your profile, they can personally invite you to apply for the job. So if you're ready for an easier job search, check out ZipRecruiter. Sign up for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. Sign up today, absolutely free, and let ZipRecruiter work for you.
Of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Michael and Kimberly are with us. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing wonderful.
Welcome. So good to have you guys. Where do you live?
Shelby, North Carolina.
Yeah, just outside Charlotte. That's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, welcome. It's so good to have you all the way over here. And doing your debt-free scream, how much have you paid off?
$230,000.
Whoa! How long did that take?
4 years and 10 months, and it was our mortgage.
Whoa! Look at it, weird people! I love it.
House.
Very cool. No
Love it.
debt anywhere of any kind.
No, sir.
You are so weird.
Yep.
I love you guys.
Love
You're
it.
awesome. How much? What was your range of income during that 4 years and 10 months?
So 80,000 up to 130.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What do you guys do for a living?
So I am a senior director for sales and marketing for Brookdale.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a project manager. I just recently started a new job for a contract cleaning company out of Charlotte.
Awesome. Very cool.
cool.
Good to have you guys. So what's this house worth?
Well, at the current market, I think it's a range of about 250 now.
I like that. Well, we count the current market. That's
We do.
What we count.
Absolutely. We'll take every penny we can get, right? Every penny.
Oh, yeah.
That's so fun.
Yes.
So well done, you guys. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. That is just awesomeness. This is neat. So what happened 4 years and 10 months ago that makes you go, we're going to be weird. We're going to pay off our house? Because you probably never thought of it before.
Oh, no. Absolutely, we did not. Well, it actually started about 6 years ago. So we started a new church, Anthony Grove Baptist Church in a little town called Krause, North Carolina. And there was a discipleship class, so we decided to get really into the program, the discipleship class, and our Sunday school teacher was teaching FPU, and so we decided to join. We were the joiners. We saw what success they were having, and so we jumped on board as a couple.
Oh
Yeah, it was balls hands down all the way through after that.
All the way in.
All the way
you got
in.
So you just kind of thought, let's check this out, and then you got sucked into the vortex.
We did. We definitely drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah. It was a good Kool-Aid, though.
Yeah, it was very good Kool-Aid. We very much enjoyed it. So about 6 months in, we had finished baby step number 2, and we just kept on going. And we set a goal for ourselves. We had 20%. We paid down on our house, and then we saw, even though we knew, our mortgage, kind of the statements at the end when you're signing all those papers, and thought, oh no, we're gonna pay this off earlier. So we set ourselves a goal for 5 years. We purchased our house in January 5th, 2017. And
4 years and 10 months. You beat it by 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. We beat it by 10 months, absolutely. And so it's just, we put everything towards it, honestly. We kept going. We cash flowed school. We both went back to school during that time, and it was just amazing. I mean, definitely a God thing. Every time we thought we weren't going to make it or
something came up, we had our emergency fund. We had everything right there. The envelopes were very religious. He got paid every week, and so we were very religious about putting the money in the envelopes. And every time God showed up, any time that we needed anything.
Wow.
So it was just absolutely amazing, and we're very blessed. This is getting ready to be our 4th FPU. We're coordinators.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's amazing. And
so once a year, while you're paying off your house, you coordinate a class. Keeps you on the straight and narrow.
It does, absolutely. And we had an amazing this class the last time. So shout out to Mary Grace, Christian, and Justin. They were seniors and freshmen in college, and so it was just amazing.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. It's just such an inspiration just to see them. And we have a new couple that saw that we paid off our house and just decided, hey, we want to see what this is all about. And so shout out to Jessica and Jeffrey. We're meeting with them and kind of mentoring them, and it's just it's so amazing. God is so good.
You guys are so good.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Got to spread the joy.
I love it.
Absolutely. So how did it feel when you sent in and it was just like, okay, the last mortgage payment?
Oh, we went and did
done.
it in person.
Oh,
You
we had to.
did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we
Okay,
went
so
together.
tell me about that. Did they think y'all were crazy? Were they like, wait, what?
Yeah, the guy was like, I can't remember the last time I had to do one of these. So it was kind of a shock to him, but
yeah, he's
a
like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't think I've done this in ever.
Has to get out the manual to figure out.
He does. He did. He had to get out the manual
and
see how it works.
Calls.
I love it. That's so perfect. That's so
amazing.
Perfect. So, did you guys grow up like this, or are you the first bunch to ever get out of debt?
First bunch on my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not my side. I would definitely say my dad has been so there's 4 girls, and so he was a penny pincher, and so I learned very young to save.
So he's been cheering you on hard.
Absolutely. So my family's definitely been cheering us on. Not necessarily our kids. Our daughter's not necessarily on board, but my son was real on board.
How old are they?
So she is 18 and my son is 14, and she will do the envelope system very regularly if she wants something, and then she succeeds at it, and then she backs up just a little bit. So Cheyenne, yes, she said, I don't know if I love Dave Ramsey.
Sounds like another 18-year-old I knew back in the day. That's okay.
As much hate as I have out there, I don't love it. I'll just take that. That's good. I'll take some middle ground. I'm good with that.
There you go.
Oh, you guys, that's awesome. Did you feel like you sacrificed, because we talk about the gazelle intensity, and you guys paid off all your consumer debt in 6 months, you said, which is incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. And you pay off your mortgage in 4 years. So, I mean, like, you guys were still pretty intense, would you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we never stopped. We just saw the goal ahead of us.
So the gazelle intensity continued through.
Oh, absolutely.
For you guys.
We never stopped. We were hitting every baby step, saving up for Cheyenne's college and Gage's as well along the way. And so we just never stopped. We had a goal in mind, and we made it happen.
When you guys are coaching all these people, mentoring all these people, what do you tell them the core thing? What's the key things you need to do if you want to get out of debt?
Discipline, and if you're a married couple, work together, do the budget together. Mm-hmm. Get on board. I wasn't on board at first with the budget. Mm-hmm. It took me maybe a couple months, but once after we did a couple months of it, and I seen the difference it could make, I was,
on board. I would definitely say just having an accountability partner, being there, and showing each other a little bit of grace, because you mess up sometimes. I mean, I can say our first budget meeting that we sat down together, I mean, I didn't realize that my kids needed lunch money, apparently, so that was the area that we needed to work on.
That's
You
exactly
do.
what
I'm telling
happens.
you, there's so much life.
So perfect.
There's so much.
Everybody, the first month of budget, you go, oh, wait a minute, you need to eat. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, it happens, but so I think just having that accountability partner and setting goals together. I think just constantly sitting down and doing that budget and holding each other accountable, and delayed gratification, honestly.
So how much you guys got in retirement?
So we have probably now $500,000.
Okay. So you're at 750. You're almost baby steps millionaires.
Yes, almost.
I'm so proud of you guys.
We're excited. Thank you.
So well done. I love it.
And
we've got a copy of the new book in your honor. It comes out an early release. We're going to give you an early release copy. The actual book comes out January the 11th. It's on pre-sale now, but because you're here on the stage and you're almost there, that's the next chapter for you guys. We're going to give you a copy of that, and then we'll also give you a copy of the Total Money Makeover to give away, because you're obviously spreading the joy Exactly, as you said, spreading the love. This is awesome. I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you guys. You're heroes.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
gotta
Really
feel
appreciate
great.
it.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. Honestly, we were just talking. The 30th this month was our first paycheck without a mortgage, and so it's the most amazing
What do I do
feeling.
with all this? What do I do with all this
That's
money?
exactly how I felt. It's like, what do we do now?
So good. All right, I love it. You guys are amazing. Michael and Kimberly, Shelby, North Carolina, $230,000 paid off, 4 years and 10 months, house and everything. Looking at weird people. They did it making 80 to 130. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Yeah! Whoop, 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 whoop. This is how it's done, boys and girls. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Very well done. Man, that's amazing. Completely changed their lives.
Oh, and in 4 years, like the average is usually around 7 to pay off the house.
Yep.
And they just did it. They didn't stop. I mean, it's remarkable.
When the average Baby Steps Millionaire is 17 years, they're going to be there in 10.
Yeah.
They're going to be there half the time on that, too. So, wow.
It's amazing.
Pretty stinking cool.
So great.
Slam dunk, baby. Hey, what are you waiting on? Yeah, I'm talking to you. This is The Ramsey Show. Okay, that couple paid off their home in 4 years and 10 months. They're mentoring young people. They're leading Financial Peace University classes. They're on their way to being Baby Steps millionaires. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have to be that anymore. And you don't have to. You shouldn't have to. You work too hard to be broke. So no matter how bad you've been in the past, we've all got stuff in the past we wish we hadn't done. I got stuff 20 minutes ago I wished I hadn't done. But that's the way life is. Move on. You need the right plan and you need somebody to show you how to do it. And that's why so many millions and millions and millions of people have been through Financial Peace University. We're going to show you the plan, the baby steps, in detail, exactly what to do. It's the class that teaches you not only how to get out of debt, not only how to spend wisely, not only how to invest, but to become wealthy and to become, most importantly, outrageously generous. In fact, the average family pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700 in the first 90 days of the class. We'll give you the plan, but it's up to you to get started. And you can decide today that you're done feeling stressed. You're done worrying. This should be the last Christmas that you worry about money. You need to stop it. I can show you how. We've done it. Rachel can show you how. She's done it. It's the people, the Financial Peace University class, it's dialed in. I mean, it's not our first trip on the cabbage truck. We've done this before. And it's only available in a Ramsey Plus membership. And you can gift it to someone or you can get started today. Just go to RamseySolutions.com/FPU for Financial Peace University. That's RamseySolutions.com/FPU. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Steve is with us in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what's up?
Got a question. Curious. We have like $82,000 left on our house to pay.
Good.
And that's all we have for debt.
Wonderful.
I make about 50 grand a year before tax.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting away 21% into my retirement.
Mm-hmm.
I know you only recommend 15.
Correct.
Should I be lowering that down to 15 or less to get my house paid off quicker?
Okay.
I never heard anything talked about this. I'm just kind of curious what's the best route to go.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go less than 15, Steve, but I would, yes, I would put it down to that 15% because any of that extra is where you can throw at your house. Or do you guys have kids?
Everybody's gone. I'm getting to be 60 just about. So, and I think we got in our retirement fund. We got almost 800.
Way to go!
Okay, so
Good
That's
for you.
awesome. That's
Good for
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I would definitely ratchet down to that 15%, and then that means that extra 6% can be just thrown at the house and hopefully get that 82.
Yeah, here's the thing, okay?
Faster.
Let's just talk about this for a second, because sometimes people get all caught up in the details. But basically, you only owe $80,000 on your house. If you stop doing retirement as you're doing it right now altogether, it's not but $8,000 or $9,000. That does not pay off $80,000 very quick. Okay, so you've got to have some other things you're doing to lean in on the house, not just cutting retirement. So, yeah, I would cut it down to 15%, but that's only $3,000 less. And $3,000 towards 80 is not going to move the needle much. So, does your wife work outside the home?
Yeah, but it's kind of part-time.
Okay.
Maybe $10,000 a year or something like that. Not a real lot.
Yeah. I would keep doing 15%, and I would roll up my sleeves and just say, all right, we're going to be doing a written budget every month, and money we can find, we're going to throw at this house. And if you throw $10,000 at it, it's going to take 8 years. If you throw $15,000 at it, it's going to take 5 years. And so if you do $20,000 at it, it's going to take 4 years. And so that, $20,000 is almost $24,000, you're going to be done in 3 years, and that's $2,000 a month. You don't have that. You don't have that kind of room with your current income. So, but we do know that when you do get to retirement, if you haven't got the house paid off yet, then you'll reach over and pay it off out of your retirement because you got $800,000 in your retirement. Well done. So you're a millionaire, man. Way to go. Congratulations. And making 50 grand. Look at you. I'm proud of you. Ian is with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Ian. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
You too. What's up?
So I got, I shouldn't say it's a dilemma, but basically I'm 19 years old. I'm working full-time job as an electrical apprentice, going to school during the night and on the morning as in for my electrical systems degree. I get my associates in that. And basically I have cash flowing my way through that, so that's not a problem. I have a $16,000 car payment that me and my mom were splitting kind of 50-50. We're tackling it pretty good.
Why are you splitting? Whose car is it?
I mean, it's under, it's technically my mom's, but we're co-signed under it.
Are you driving it or is she driving it?
No, I'm mainly driving it. I drive it pretty much every day to work.
Okay, and how much do you make?
Right now I make hourly is 14. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Are you working 40 hours?
40 hours a week. Yeah, 40 hours a week, and then taking night classes.
Okay. You have an awfully expensive car.
Yeah, that's a whole dilemma. But my main question was, how do I? I'm kind of a spender, not gonna lie. I have a problem of if I see something, I'll try to weigh it out in my head, and and it's just sometimes it would get the best of me, and I'll buy it, and then I wake up the next morning why did I buy that? And it's not like I don't have the money. I mean, I want to put all this to the debt, and it's just. It's kind of like an addiction almost, where I'll see something and I buy it, and then you don't even know what happened the next morning until you see it on your bank account. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I guess it's like accountability.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say, is there anyone that you have in your life that you feel comfortable that when those moments happen, you can just call?
I mean, no one like that. I mean, my family's been pretty much this whole, debt's okay. They've had credit cards. I mean, my mom still has student loans from, she's in her mid-40s and she still has student loans.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you
it,
this: when you say
yeah.
it's almost like an addiction, like is that for real, or it's just you kind of get that adrenaline rush, the dopamine hit, all of it? Because I mean, I'm a spender too. Dave is a spender naturally as well. So spending money and enjoying that, I think people have those feelings for sure, where it's like, oh, that just felt good. But do you think it's a step further and it's more serious than just you're kind of having fun and being a little sloppy with the budget?
Yeah, I'd say sloppy with the budget. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying that.
Are you in a good church?
No, I don't really do any church like that. But
okay, because sometimes you can find somebody in a setting like that, like a good mentor that would step in and walk along beside you to do that stuff, and that's what you need. Is that? Here's the thing. We know you have self-discipline. We know you have self-control because you did not rob a bank this morning. Because if you couldn't control your actions, you would just go do completely crazy things, right? I mean, you didn't drive your car through the last guy that flipped you off. We know you can control yourself. You're just choosing not to. We all have that, and so we all have impulses that we work against, and the more we work against them, the thing. So I think what you need to do is maybe do a lot of stuff in writing, like write out your goals of exactly when this debt's going to be paid off if you stick to your plan, and then you need to have your detailed budget in every dollar, and then you've got to have a reason. It goes, oh man, if I don't do that. It's like if I eat that food, I'm going to gain 4 pounds. I can't eat that food. And so I have to know that about myself. Otherwise, I eat every donut in a 50-mile radius. And so I have to be able to set this stuff up. And that's what's going on. And I think you need to have a big goal, and you need to have the stuff in writing and detailed out in every dollar. And that'll give you some help.
Hey, it's Kelly, associate producer and phone screener for The Ramsey Show. If you would like to do your debt-free screen live on the show, make sure you visit theramseyshow.com and register. We would love for you to come to Nashville and tell Dave your story.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thank you for joining us. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author many times over. My daughter as well is my co-host today. Open phones as we talk to you about your life and your money. 888-825-5225. Alex in Kent, Washington starts off this hour. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Rachel. How are you guys doing?
Great. What's up?
I am trying to decide if I want to take on another renter. I have two currently. I would be converting my current work-at-home office into a new room and then moving my office into my bedroom. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it. I'm on baby step 2. I have around $8,000 in credit card debt.
And how much would it pay?
It would be around $8,000 a year. And it would probably be more than that, actually.
Okay. So $600-700 a month.
Correct.
And what do you make a year?
I make around $57,000, and the other two renters is around $15,000. My apologies.
Could you just pay off the $8,000 in a few months, Alex, and not have to deal with another roommate?
That is the current plan, but I'm also wanting to kind of pay off my house sooner than later as well.
Oh, your house.
So maybe it's a decision. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking long run.
Yeah. And how much do you have left on the mortgage?
$340,000. Apologies for something.
How long have you had roommates?
I've had roommates for around 2 years when I bought the house.
You've been pretty successful with that? Getting people in there that aren't twerps?
I've known them for most of my life, so we'll see about the third one if I get one.
Okay. All
Good
right.
track record so far, though.
Yeah, I was just trying. I mean, you know, you don't want to mess this up, but because what it amounts to is you got two problems relationally. One, you're going to be in closer quarters now. It's going to be a little more crowded around there than it used to be. And then two, there's 4 opportunities for somebody to be pissed versus 3 opportunities for somebody to be pissed. So, and roommate dynamic is a thing, dude. I mean, even if you've known them your whole life, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And so you just have to be wise about that. If you can handle the emotional, relational part of it, and you want to make that trade of some things being a little tighter around there, then for some money, that's a reasonable trade. There's not really a wrong answer here. You certainly don't need the money badly enough to take in a bad roommate, right?
Right.
Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think for you, Alex, in your situation, because I'm like you're making. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Because I'm like you're making a great income now. I mean, you're over 60,000, 70,000 with the other roommates' rent and stuff. I mean, you're doing great. So there's a part of me that I'm like, man.
Why bother?
Well, because the gazelle intensity is the $8,000 credit card debt, but I think you can pay that off on your own. And then when it comes to your mortgage, it's the thing that we're like, listen, you don't have to be as gazelle intense about. Some people choose to be, but others don't. So I'm always like, man, for $8,000, is it worth it?
I think what you got to do is we're putting ourselves in your shoes, and I wouldn't do it because I don't like roommates, but you're a lot more comfortable with it. You seem to kind of be not bothered by this, just talking to you.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, if you want to do it, there's fine. But Rachel's point is there's no whip on your back making you do this. Nothing driving you into this, and that's what you need to keep in mind. Benjamin is in Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, Benjamin. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hi, Rachel. How are you as well?
Hi, Benjamin. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. So I'm 26 years old. I make about $72,000 a year. My fiance and I are set up to get married in June. We have our wedding all planned, and we're just kind of getting stressed out here. It's coming to be pretty expensive. We both have student loans. I have some consumer debt that my dad told me not to have. She makes about $50,000, so she's a doctor in residency right now.
Okay, and how expensive is the wedding?
We're upwards of probably about $40,000.
Good God!
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
Benjamin's like, I know.
Well, I mean, for somebody that makes this kind of money, that's a lot.
Well, so we live together. Obviously, we're engaged. I make about 72, and she makes about 50. So yeah, it's a big budget. We are getting help from our parents, but
how much help are you getting from them?
They're certainly not covering the whole wedding. But
I know. How much help are you getting from them?
We're kind of just like getting help along the way. They're kind of helping us.
Okay. Here's what your problem is. Your problem is not the amount. Your problem is there's no end to it. Because you've not set a wedding budget.
No. Okay.
So you guys need to sit down tonight and say, okay, how much more that we've not paid for already are we anticipating? You need to manage this like a project. I don't mind somebody spending $100,000 on a wedding if they've got the $100,000 and they're wealthy people. Okay, that's all right. But don't just keep spending and then wonder why you spent too much. You need to start the project and say, okay, this is how much we have for the dress. This is how much we have for the reception. This is how much we have for the photographer, and this is the total. And we're not going over that. And we both agree to that amount.
And Benjamin, by doing this, you guys are going to be pulling numbers. So say you've already mapped out a photographer and you have their price. Maybe you've already mapped out a caterer and you have their price. Now that you guys actually have things on paper and you're seeing, you may be like, oh my gosh, because I know how those situations are. And especially if you don't have a budget, you're in a meeting with the caterer trying all this. It's like, yeah, let's add this and this, because there's no limit, there's no boundary. And now that you actually have facts, you guys could go back and make different decisions on different vendors and even bring that $40,000 down some, is a possibility as well. I'm not saying you guys will have to do that depending on, what the budget ends up being, but having things on paper and seeing the numbers makes you think differently than just in the moment kind of going on a whim.
Yeah, absolutely. And my other concern is that we kind of disagree on how to handle the money. She wants to pay down her loans, and I think we should be saving and taking care of the wedding, and I'm trying to convince her to do.
How are you going to pay for the wedding if you don't save and pay for it?
I guess that's a fair point, but we kind of disagree on what we should do, and I'm trying to convince her to do financial peace and Ramsey Plus for every dollar, and I can't get her to agree that it's worth it, so I'm also looking for advice on how I can convince her of that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to give that to you as a wedding present. So she has to go now because it's free and it's my gift, and she's going to hurt my feelings if she doesn't go. So, because I have a lot of feelings, and I'm real thin-skinned and all, and kind of tender and soft and.
Benjamin, tell her your why. Tell her your why. Tell her your why of why you want this to be on the same page.
Hold on, I'll still pick up. We'll get you signed up for FPU, dude. And yeah, you guys need to pay cash for the wedding before you pay down your loans. You're right. This is the Ramsey Show.
If you're considering a career in technology, I recommend Bethel Tech, and I'm not alone. Here's what Brendan said. Before Bethel Tech, I was driving Uber. Within 4 months of graduating, I got a job paying $60,000. About 2 years after that, I got a remote job that pays me $130,000, all thanks to what I learned at Bethel Tech. You could be next. Get started today at betheltech.net and get $1,000 to $2,500 off of your tuition. Again, it's betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.
Thanks for joining us, America. This is The Ramsey Show. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. If you're a long-time listener, you've probably heard a debt-free scream from someone who changed their life with Financial Peace University. And if you've gone through the class yourself, you're finally discovering some freedom with your money. You're changing your family tree and beginning to leave a lasting legacy. This Christmas, don't just give your loved ones some more stuff. You can help them find hope. The same kind of hope you found, and just give them Financial Peace University. It's a great gift. They'll learn the proven plan to save money, get out of debt, build wealth, become outrageously generous. And now Financial Peace University is available in Ramsey Plus membership, in a Ramsey Plus membership. Get all the tools, all the plans, including the every dollar premium. All this is in there to get in practice. And you found hope because you chose to take control. And now you can help someone else by helping them with that same level of hope. Give Financial Peace University today by going to RamseySolutions.com/FPU. RamseySolutions.com/FPU. Our question of the day is from Blinds.com. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means even if you mismeasure or you pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. Free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best possible deal.
Today's question comes from Alexander in Washington. My fiance and I are getting married late next year. We set a wedding budget of $25,000 and split the expenses based on income percentage. We did this because we have not yet combined incomes. I'm worried that she will not have her portion of money saved up in time. After 3 months, she has not made the progress we said was necessary to stay in line with her contributions. In the event that she does not meet her goal, should I cover her portion of the wedding expenses? It is not an engagement ending situation. However, It is fundamentally important to me that she achieve this goal. I am willing to tell her we didn't hit the mark, so we can't have flowers for the wedding. But that seems cheap. Realistically, how hard-nosed should I be about the issue? Gosh,
Alexander, you are a super nerd.
I would just breathe, Alexander. Breathe.
You are a super
breathe
nerd,
in
dude.
for 4 seconds. Hold and breathe out. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Alexander. Oh, I'm so...
He's a little tense.
He's a little stressed. Alexander, it's fine. You're fine. You're good. Listen, your sweet fiance, I mean... I do not, God, I pray it's not an engagement ending situation. I mean, if she's going behind your back and lying and a bunch of stuff, but if she has not hit the
her goal
necessary to the progress,
fundamentally,
I think it's fine. I think you're fine. I think you guys enjoy the wedding. I would turn the legalism notch down like 5 notches, and she could probably teach you some stuff, Alexander.
Yeah.
Poor Alexander, I'm sorry for being hard on you. But
it's
okay.
Just
the way he phrases it, though.
The problem is what you and I are seeing is we're seeing this is going to repeat itself.
Yes, in
for the next
their marriage.
50 years, and the poor girl's never going to make her goal in the 50 years. And so what you've got to do is you have to back up and go, okay, this goal and her not being there, and there's a Alexander, your voice sounds more like a father than a fiance.
Yes.
It sounds very paternal with your language. Like you are looking down your nose at her a little bit, like you have all this figured out and the poor little thing can't meet her goal.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that aristocracy crap in here, so you need to get your nose down. Your upper lip's going to get sunburned. But so I think you need to address that part of your all's relationship, and this meeting the goal for the wedding budget is a symptom of what's going on. And so she's not behaving like you think she should behave, and you are paternal in your approach. And so I would say, yeah, you guys need to sit down and go, okay, we got to learn to work as a team here. And if we're both setting this goal, we both have to carry our weight. And so what's this look like? Did I miss something? How are we going to work together? How are we going to pull this together? But instead of you determining in advance when she fails how you're going to grant her grace, instead of being cheap and dirty and cutting out the flowers.
Right.
I don't know, it just sounded...
Yeah, no, it does. It just sounds legalistic to me. So I think there's a lot of grace. And yeah, and I would want to know the why. Obviously, if she's sitting there racking up a bunch of credit card debt and spending money she doesn't have in her life and all of that, yeah, that's an issue because you guys aren't on the same page on how money works. But if she just hasn't hit a certain goal, maybe because of her income, or maybe she just wasn't as strict on the budget as she should have been. I mean, all of it, right? Like there's just a lot of grace in it.
You know, the reason that this conversation is there is more important than the actual issue.
Yes. Finding out the why.
That's what I'm saying. And you guys need to work on that in your pre-marriage counseling, because you using this voice on her, sir, long term is not going to work. I can just tell you. That's how it is. Oh, open phones at 888-825-5225. Carla is in Cincinnati. Hi, Carla. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Rachel. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
My husband and I sold our previous home, and we have proceeds of $300,000, and we're trying to decide if we just keep that put to the side or if we keep it with unknown medical expenses coming up in our future.
What are those?
My husband was diagnosed 18 months ago with a rare, progressive, incurable disease, and his 2 medicines combined are $800,000 a year, which currently commercial insurance pays all but $5,000. But he's 63 and plans to retire in a couple of years, and we're not sure what that's going to look like for us. I mean, obviously out of pocket, it's not even a doable situation, but he is going to most likely have other medical kinds of things as his disease progresses. These medicines just help us kick the can down the road a little.
No, Carla, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Thank you. we sold our previous home so that we would have this nest egg. When we got the diagnosis, we kind of panicked and sold our previous home. And so that's kind of where we're at.
So what are you living in now?
Well, we have a lovely home. We owe, like I said, $340 on it.
Do you have any other money?
Value is, yes, we have another $100,000 in cash that we use for our household budget. Mm-hmm. We have $2 million, in our investments. Our cars are paid for. We have no other debt.
And how old is your husband?
63.
Okay, pay off your house today. You have $2 million.
Okay.
You have $2 million. I mean, I thought you only had $300,000 to your name the way you were framing this question. It's almost as if, let me tell you, those investments are not sacred. They're accessible without any penalty. You're over 59 and a half. You may have some taxes on them or may not. But that, if you use this $2 million on his health, that's what it was for. And you have a paid-for house while you're fighting this rare disease, which lowers the stress level in the whole process.
That's true. That's super helpful because we have a financial advisor, but I don't feel he's been super helpful to us in trying to figure this out.
Yeah, because I think he's really concerned about you leaving that $2 million with him and not concerned about the emotions that you guys are going through fighting this $2 million or fighting this rare disease. You got $2 million there. It's there for one thing, to make sure you're okay if your husband passes and to make sure he's okay. And if we need to go to some other country and get some alternative treatment, you charter a jet and you go. You have the money. You did it. This is why one of the reasons we have money is to take care of ourselves. Yeah, I'd pay off your house tomorrow. And if all this unwinds, you can sell that house. Of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Bryson and Caitlin are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey.
Exceptional, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. It's so good to have you guys. Where do y'all live?
Birmingham, Alabama.
All right. Welcome to Nashville.
Awesome. Thanks.
Good to have you guys up here. How much debt have you paid off?
$51,111, sir.
Yeah.
Good for you. And you're, how long did this take you?
11 months.
Yeah, 11 months.
Very good. And your range of income during that time?
62,000.
80. Yeah, 62 to 80.
Okay, cool. What do y'all do for a living?
Well, I'm an active duty infantry Army officer that's currently teaching ROTC in UAB down at Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I've kind of got a lot of different things. So I'm a dietitian, and I'm also a grad student, and then I'm in the Army Reserves as an officer as well.
Is that where y'all met?
No, we have a really crazy story.
Yeah, okay. I would say high school sweetheart. She would say I just pursued her quite a bit in high school. Yeah, but we were in Germany at the time.
Yeah. Long after you were out of high school, but she wasn't. Is that it?
Well, yeah. When I went to college,
I don't want to know anymore.
I
don't want to know anymore.
Well, 51,000.
Thank you both for your service.
Yes,
Thank you. Absolutely. I mean, if you guys did 51,000, you made $51,000, but you paid off you paid off 51,000, but you made 62 to 80. I mean, you guys
There's something wrong. You must have sold something.
Yeah, it was more. I thought I knew what I was doing with finances, having some brokerage accounts here and there. Oh. And when we finally did this, I read one sentence in that book. It was like liquidate everything.
So how much did you have that you threw at it?
I think that was about 11 that came out of my liquidable assets.
Awesome.
Had no idea how to really manage them, but when I just read that wisdom, I was like, all right, here we go. Yeah.
And so then you paid off the other 30 or 40 by just rolling up your sleeves and doing beans and rice.
Legit, giving up meat was definitely one thing. For
We
instance,
actually went
becoming a vegetarian. I mean, I went down to the plasma center, started doing this, saving my money for TDY trips. But,
People do,
yeah.
yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, y'all killed it. That's amazing. Amazing.
Congratulations. So what inspired all of this a year ago?
Oh man, yeah. Okay, this is my turn.
Yeah, this is going to be.
So,
it's kind of his story.
So when everything crashed, and we were moving to Birmingham from a JBL in Washington, obviously post we have gyms, right? We have lots of gyms, state-of-the-art equipment. I come down to Birmingham, there's no gyms open, so I start freaking out. We got to get a garage gym. What are we going to do? Well, we bought a garage gym and forked out all the cash for it. And I was like, hey, we had a PCS, permit change of the station. I put it all on a credit card. I was like, the Army will pay us back. Don't worry about it. It'll be good, which they did. So I can't knock them for that. But I just put everything on the gym for the credit card. And then when I came home one day after spending another $800 on an additional 600 pounds after we already had about 600 pounds of weights in the gym,
it's plenty.
I looked her in the face and I said, hey, I don't think we're going to be able to pay off the credit card this month. And that was the moment where she started asking some pertinent questions that we had never discussed at the dinner table. Like, so what does our financial situation look like? And for the first time, I had to kind of man up and say, I think I failed you on this one. And that was my moment.
Ooh.
Yeah, coming home, realizing my spending habits just got out of control and I was no longer the man I thought I was.
Ooh, wow. How long y'all been married?
This May will be 4 years.
All right. So you're 3 years into marriage at that point, and you go, okay, you have the old crap moment, and you got to come clean, and you're looking at each other going, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
And what'd you do then?
Well, actually, his current mentor is actually his boss as well, and he really changed our stars because he introduced us to you and Financial Peace University, and we just kind of jumped on that bandwagon, and he brought it home, and he's the spender in the family.
Yeah, you talk about free spirits, right?
I feel you. I know.
Yes,
It's fun.
Yeah, he's the free spirit. And I mean, I don't ask the right question, so I wasn't asking him about finances. I was almost like nervous about it. And so I think it really helped us be able to communicate about finances, which has just changed our entire year. And so it's just made us really strong. And yeah.
And when
our story.
When a Fulbright colonel is asking you relatable man-to-man questions and trying to mentor you on a very personal level as a junior captain, you know, you take that moment and appreciate it, and you learn. So Lieutenant Colonel Koch, I can't thank you enough for coaching me into this lifestyle and teaching me what I need to know.
Awesome.
Some of the best servant leaders I've ever met in my life were at that level in the military. That they serve. They not just their country, but they serve their men and their women. And this guy's serving you. He's a good leader.
So, Caitlin, I want to ask you. So when he says, "Oh my gosh, we can't pay off the credit card," like this is the situation you're thinking. Wait, what? So you start digging and asking. So describe kind of that feeling then versus standing on the stage now.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I was never like angry or anything like that. I think I was just sad in myself too for not being like strong enough to like kind of pry and ask about those questions. But he was always like so reassuring, like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't want you to worry about like finances and money. Like, we're good. So it's brought me a lot of strength in the marriage and given me a lot more independence. And I feel like I can ask him, or like we're way more open about like asking each other, do we have the money to spend on that? Did we budget for it? And like having those kinds of discussions, which has just made a world of a difference. And I love the budget because I am more the frugal one. And I actually feel like it gives me more freedom to say like, hey, I get to spend money on this because we budgeted for it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I love the budget.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think that's what is so interesting. I think about money, and especially in a relationship like a marriage, is it can make you or break you. Like, I mean, it's the thing that can fracture relationships, or it's the thing that brings, even in a hard situation, brings you guys together, and you guys being unified, I think, is one of the best testimonies of this whole journey for you guys over 11 months. Like, just knowing that unity there is so much stronger than it would have been, I think is awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Done. Well done, rock stars.
Thank you, sir.
How's it feel to be free?
Absolutely amazing.
So good.
Yeah, you can conquer anything now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Together, yes, sir.
Yeah, well done. Very, very well done. Well, we've got a copy of Baby Steps Millionaires for you.
Woohoo.
That's the next chapter in your story. The book doesn't come out until January the 11th. It's on pre-sale now, but I know a guy, so I'm going to get you a copy.
Yes, sir.
And because I want you to be there, that's your next step. And keep rolling on through this. And you got the hard part done, really, because you learned to work together, and you decide you're going to control money instead of it control you. That's a big thing. You got to get on top of it and put your foot on its neck, and you did that.
Yeah.
So very, very, very well done. Good job. Very good job. And a copy Total Money Makeover for you to give away to a friend. Maybe you'll have the opportunity to mentor a guy or a gal that's reporting to you.
Yeah.
And you get them started there. That'll be perfect. Good for y'all. All right, Bryson and Caitlin, Birmingham, Alabama, $51,000 paid off in 11 months, making 62 to 80. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're
debt-free! Yeah! That'll do. That'll do. See, that's what happens when 600 pounds of weight is just not enough.
Get you to your breaking point.
Not a problem I ever had. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's awesome.
Pretty incredible. Hey, let me just tell you, if you've been married for 3 years or 30 years, that moment where you actually start working together might be the beginning of the best season of your relationship ever.
Yep.
It changes everything. And I remember the first time I was teaching Financial Peace University back in the old days with an overhead projector and a bad suit, and I was conducting the small group discussions afterwards, and a lady says, you know, this has saved my marriage. And I'm like, do what? What? I had no idea it had anything to do with marriage. I was teaching people about mutual funds and term life insurance and doing a budget. And she's like, well, you forced us to work together. You made us get on one checking account. We actually had to start talking and stuff, you know, and stuff, you know. I'm like, golly, wow. And you saved our, and I kept hearing that over and over and over and over in the years following. And then I finally went, oh, this is what's going on. This is a forced meeting of the minds, a forced melding of the value systems. You're agreeing on your fears. You're agreeing on your regrets. You're agreeing on your
goals, your
dreams,
dreams,
your goals and your dreams.
Yep,
It's all
yep,
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Good stuff.
So great.
Way to go, heroes. Proud of y'all. This is the Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Colossians 3:17, and whatever you do in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Albert Einstein said, the value of a man resides in what he gives and not in what he is capable of receiving. Open phones this hour. Rachel Cruz, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, and my daughter is my co-host today. Up next is Shelley in San Antonio, Texas. Hi, Shelley. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Waiting for as long as I've been waiting. I'm getting teary-eyed, so I have to apologize.
No troubles.
I lost my husband in February.
Oh, my.
Suddenly.
I'm sorry.
I mean, he was 61. I'm 60. I gave my son the job of handling my finances, which was probably a mistake, but I knew I couldn't do it. And he's done a good job. He's gotten a financial planner. He's done well. But all of a sudden, I kept telling him he was playing with stock. and all of a sudden they found out that there's like $27,000 in stocks. But I don't know how much you put into it, so I know there's going to be taxes to do. There's going to be, and I mean, I have a house that I only owe $38,000 on.
Mm-hmm. How much other money is there other than this $27,000 in stocks?
We hadn't done very well saving money. I think he knew things were happening because he bought extra life insurance, but it was $375,000 in life insurance.
And you've got that money?
I had that money with the financial planner.
Okay.
And I'm pulling a monthly amount out.
Yeah. How long have you all been married?
We have been married 40 years.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Shelley.
And had dated for 5, so we were high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
And we were together forever.
I'm so sorry. So, did you work outside the home?
I did for a while, and then I stayed home with the kids.
What did you do?
Was his goal. I was a preschool teacher, or I worked with insurance, and either one can I do now for disability reasons.
Okay, all right. So here's the thing. Let me give you an assignment. Can I? Would you allow me to do that?
Sure.
Okay. You do not need a babysitter. You are a 60-year-old woman, and you're perfectly capable. Your heart is broken, and your stomach stays in your throat several minutes or hours a day because of grief, and that just means that you loved your husband and you're a wonderful woman. That's all that means. Okay? And it does make it hard to think clearly while the tears are this close to the top all the time. But you're capable. And I do not want you to have a 20-year game plan. You're only 60. I do not want you to have a 20-year game plan of your son and your financial planner making all your decisions. I do want them to stay in your corner and advise you, but I want you to get on top of this over the next year. You have 1 year to do it. That's your assignment. I want you to understand what's going on with this instead of asking them what you can do. Ask them what you should do, and then you make your own decisions. I want you to have some power again.
Yeah, because I don't even know how much I had in the 401k.
I know.
There's still the 401k.
And that, you know what that causes? That causes you to worry about stuff you may not even need to be worrying about.
Right.
Because you don't have knowledge of what's going on, and you don't have power. If you were the only one that said something's going to happen, and until you said it, it didn't happen, after you, I don't mind them being in your corner and saying, Mom, I think this is wise, or the financial planner going, Ma'am, I think this is a good idea, and here's what you could do, and you look at that and you go, well, okay, but you don't say, I did this because my financial planner said to. You do this because I looked at it, I understood it, and I am going to make the decision. Now, it's going to take you a little while to get that kind of power right now because you're dealing with a broken heart.
Right. And plus, I need to add to the story. He stood beside me as I was an alcoholic.
Are you still?
As an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. But
no, are you sober now?
No. As time has gone on through the holidays, I've been drinking more.
Okay. Then you don't need to make decisions in that setting. If you're not going to be sober, you don't need to make decisions. So you're wise to share that. So now you have 2 assignments. You ready for the second one?
Get sober.
Amen. That's what he would want. That's what he would want. That's what he always wanted. That's what he always wanted. And it's your best life, isn't it?
It was my best life when I was sober.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll give you the power back.
Beside me, and the church stood beside me, and
Let me just tell you, I'm going to stand beside you. I'm going to stand beside you. But the problem with me standing beside you is I'm also going to kick your butt.
Kick my butt.
Because I love you, and you're going to straighten up, girl. Okay?
I am.
All right.
All right, but I just was wondering about when you invest. I don't know how much you invested.
I don't either.
To get that money.
I think I'm going to sell that stock and pay off your house. Is probably what I'm going to do. But we got more important things than the $27,000 and the $38,000. We got $375,000 laying over there. We got to get you sober, and we got to get you where you're making the decisions with a clear mind, and B, from a position of power and knowledge. And you don't have either one right now.
Okay.
So, but probably when I get you to a clear mind and in power, say March. You're sober till March. And you're starting to meet with this financial planner and with your son, and you're understanding what's going on, and they're not having to take care of you because you're drunk. They're taking care of you and walking with you and loving you as you're coming into power, and you're throwing your shoulders back and becoming the woman that you're supposed to be. Then you're going to make the decision to pay off this house by selling this stock and maybe a little bit of that $375 as well, and that's going to be a good decision. But that's probably not worry about that today.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have enough to live on.
So now,
I mean, my house payment's only $700, so I'm,
okay.
Don't have this $2,000 house payment.
Yeah, I know, but I just want you to have no payments and have the income coming in.
And that's only that. Besides my car is only debt I have.
So one more thing, okay? I want to put you into Financial Peace University in Ramsey Plus. So I can teach you, Rachel and I and the rest of the team here at Ramsey can teach you how to handle money and give you this power in this area of money so that you get a sense of control here. If I give you this class for free, will you promise to go through it?
Yes, I will.
Okay. And I need you to call me back in March and tell me that you're sober and that you're getting on top of this stuff, okay?
I will do that.
All right. We love you, darling. You hold on, and Austin will pick up, and we'll get you signed up for this stuff. But church standing beside you, husband standing beside you, son standing beside you, and Dave and Rachel now standing beside you. But understand that what comes with that is accountability. We want you to have your best possible life, and that's going to involve the things we've been talking about here today. And I know your heart's broken, honey. I know your heart's broken.
That was good, though. I think that's a good message of just the knowledge brings clarity and it brings confidence for everyone. So, Shelley, I pray all good things for you. Oh.
Amen. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember that's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey guys, this is James, senior producer for The Ramsey Show. Did you know over 18 million people listen to The Ramsey Show every week? And a lot of those people listen on one of our 600 plus radio stations across the country. To find a station near you, head to theramseyshow.com.